there, good morning, welcome in, or good afternoon, or evening, whatever it is where you are. I thought I'd come on today and do a check in for the collective, the in between eclipse check in. Right? So we are in between, we have the uh, solar eclipse on the 12th, we will have in the United States, or no, let me rephrase that, in New York in Eastern time, it will be at 12:12 a.m. on the 28th. So everywhere else is going to be on the 27th. That will be the partial lunar eclipse, the full moon eclipse in Pisces. Yeah, I think I will do that, Spirit. Thank you. So they're having me look back at my notes for this eclipse. And let's just read through them, right? Let me, refresh my memory too, because I didn't before I came on. So the in-between phase is like really a time to observe, right? And the lunar eclipse in Pisces, so remember that we had the North Node and South Node. We were in the Pisces and Virgo axis for the last 18 months, and they just shifted in July 26th to the Leo or the Aquarius and the Leo axis. So Pisces is asking what still needs to be completed. Interesting thing about this is it also falls during the beginning of Virgo season. Virgo season's asking us the same thing. What needs to be completed? What needs to be healed? So, which is interesting because look at, oh my gosh, I love when the light bulb comes on for me when I'm on camera. So, yes, Virgo season. We just had the Pisces and Virgo axis. Full moon eclipse in Pisces makes total sense to me. Okay. So the Pisces Virgo axis themes were control versus surrender, planning versus trusting the plan, right? I'm reminded of that saying, tell God your plans and watch him laugh, right? Themes were overdoing versus resting, knowing when to take a break, knowing when to let others or delegate, not take on everything because you think you have to, or because it's always been that way and others thought or expected you to take on everything, right? Logic versus intuition, perfection, fixing state, right? Versus acceptance, the allowing state. Those were all the themes, and I feel like those are the themes that are going to be showing up for us at this full moon eclipse. I'm having trouble with my glasses. Don't seem to have my lines right, or my camera's not up at the angle I need. I don't know what's going on here. So it says the nodal shift in July is from completing to beginning. Eclipses are here to show you what you couldn't see before. So I've got a note here that says pay attention to what suddenly feels finished. I mean, not just, I think I might want to leave this job, or I think I might want to, no, this is done. This is Ten of Swords. This is like no going back. Turkey's done. You can't get any more blood out of the stone. So it's just like finality, right? What is now impossible to ignore? That relationship, that job, that mindset. What suddenly shifts course without you needing to face it, or force it rather, force it. And do you still want what you thought you wanted? That dream, that person, that job. You always kept telling yourself, yeah, I got this degree, so I'm going to go get a job for that degree. Maybe that's not what you want to do anymore. Maybe you got that degree because it needed to awaken something or to remind you of who you were in another lifetime that you need to apply to what you're actually going to be doing. So just a little experience of me. I'm a naturopath. I went to college, have my bachelor's in science. I did not go to get my master's to be board certified uh, because I wasn't, multiple things. Would have to leave and move out of state. I had just had my surgery 14 years ago. It was not conducive. And by the time I was healthy enough to even travel, I mean, had a no-fly thing for at least 2 years. So when I got my degree, when I finished school, I couldn't even fly down to go to my graduation because I wasn't cleared for it. And I didn't want to mess up anything that the surgery fixed, right? So I sat there going, okay, so why did I go to school? Why did you have me go to school? And for me, it was, my guides were saying, because we needed you to remember who you were. All my classes, all the traditional holistic classes, I say traditional because for me they're traditional. I was a shaman in another life. I was a medicine woman in another time. And that woke up all of that within me so I can remember who I was. And I apply all of that to my personal life. I'm chemical free. I use herbs. Herbal infused oils, make my own. I know why, for me personally, then it's also kind of woven into what I do here. There's knowledge that I don't know how I know it, that comes through for you guys. It comes through for people that I read for, when they ask, well, okay, so what do I do? Course of action, what course of action, and then I get these downloads, and it comes from the remembering of who I once was. So just dip into where you've been studying, or just for an example, and see if that's what you really want to do, or if there's an aspect of that you can do in another area, that you can integrate it somewhere, right? So there's a little snippet of, a 7-minute snippet of that Pisces and Virgo axis. And like I said, we're gonna be in that again, because this full moon eclipse is happening as we have like the first week in Virgo season. When does Virgo season start? Actually, shouldn't it be? Oh, this calendar doesn't tell me. So today's the 20. It should be this weekend, isn't it? 21st or 22nd. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will tell me. I hope my music is not too loud, because I'm trying to drown out their chopping up tree trunks somewhere on the street, and I needed to calm Luna down because it was freaking her out, so I had to close things up, and I didn't want you guys to hear that, and like, this is the perfect time for me to be doing a reading this morning. So alright, so let's just see. I mean, so like I said, we're in between eclipses. Let me tell you, that first eclipse, not only am I seeing it from my own experience, I'm seeing it in people that I'm reading for. It's like the fire has been lit, and there's no turning back. It's kind of like that, what's done, the job, the relationship, the mindset, no longer being the one who does everything for everyone, and, choosing, people are choosing themselves now, and I love it. So, okay, those two, launching your journey, look at that, but traveling very lightly, too small satchels there, yeah, you don't have to take everything that's always been in your life, Some of you may be decluttering during this time. It says, I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. Love that. You are the dreamer, the fool in the tarot. You're also the dream. Yeah, I love that. The don't know if I'm saying it right. The Kybalion is says that. or at least an interpretation of it. And you are the dreamer, and you are the dream. What dream are you launching? What journey, what timeline are you stepping on? And what are you taking with you? I do want to turn that down. Sounds like they've gotten a little more quiet out there. And this card, Breaking Barriers. Oh my gosh, I love this. Certainly they go together, right? What dream you thought was dead may be showing promise now, right? Number one. But number two, this is like out of this dead stuff, this stagnant energy, you're about to grow something. And that tree is a representation of you, ourselves, our body, our experiences. Oh, it's a thorny bush. If you can see, it's a thorny bush. So most likely like a rose bush. Looks like with the leaves. I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. So the ones that I've been reading for, I'm noticing this very much. It's breaking down old barriers, like what other people have always told them to be. They convinced themselves that they were, this way or that way, and they're saying enough is enough. Enough is enough, and they're facing fears. They're doing things that make them shake in their boots, but they're doing it anyway. Setting a new course, chopping down that thorny brush, that barrier, those limitations that were false. We only create that limitation in our own minds, right? So there is a lot of mental shifts going on right now. Anything else from this oracle, please? What oracle is this? I don't know. I don't have the book. I have... Holy moly, there's a lot. Well, that's all that's needed. Oh, this one turned. Okay. Anything else that turned? I just want to make sure nothing else flipped that I missed. Now look at this. You're manifesting your dreams. You're following your bliss. You're doing what you want for the first time maybe in your freaking lives. I don't care how old you are. You could be 89 and you're starting your life all over again. Good for you. It is never too late, and that's another thing. People, sometimes our family or friends or just people who have been beating us down tell us, oh, you'll never be happy, you'll never, find your dream home, your dream person, your dream job or anything like that. I'm just really feeling that's been the collective, like the stories they've been believing that other people were telling them, that they've adopted as their own stories, their true story. They're realizing they weren't the true stories. They're discovering that there's so much more than the limitations that they were convinced of, right? So now you get to dream a new dream. Remember, you are the dreamer. You are the dream as well. You're creating it. You're in it. You're of it. You are it. You can create the dream that is abundant as you want to be. It says, my dreams are coming true. It's trusting that. It's believing that. It's believing in yourselves more and following the bliss. My soul sings with joy. There's a new innocence. There's a freedom being felt across, especially the ones that I'm reading for in my own life as well. There's just this freedom, I'm recognizing where souls are beginning to wake up to who and what they've been giving their power away to. And like I said, this is even though it's been Leo energy, from the previous eclipse, there's a lot of mental belief systems being broken down. So I will share mine because, that's what I do on this channel. I share my experience because out there's going to be someone else going, oh my gosh, that's me too. So let me listen to see what Mary Jo's got to say. Someone said a phrase to me the other day, and I'm so grateful for it. So grateful because she said, how did she word it? You've been placing your self-worth and your value on money, how much is in your bank account, whether or not your bills were paid in full or on time. You've been too focused on that. So as soon as she said that, it was like, whew, I felt everything come back to me. All my power I've been giving to money and that energetic exchange and the belief that there was never enough. So that lack mindset kind of just like went, it just crumbled up, and being shown in one of my decks, I've got the heart that looks like it's breaking out of glass or melting, the ice is breaking off of it and it's coming back to life. That was me the other day. Like just that phrase helped me to see what I've been sitting in and what the belief was that I've been allowing, and it just it's just the acknowledgement broke it apart. It was fascinating for me, and just since that day, so that was Tuesday, and here it's just been 2 days. It's Thursday, so a lot has happened in these last 48 hours that I can't even express to you the magnificence of it. And here we got starting fresh. There is a lot of balance of the inner masculine and feminine energies. People are recognizing where they've been too much in masculine mode and not enough in feminine mode, or too much in the feminine and not enough in the masculine. Traditionally is what I'm seeing. Is that the right word I want to use? But it came out. But collectively, that's what I'm seeing is there's been more of the leaning into the distorted masculine energy, where the masculine energy is, not believing that it can protect itself in the feminine as a whole, so, but there's balance coming in. Oh, there's just a lot. So we're just going to get the tarot, and this card seems to want to stick to the table. 8 of Cups, walking away from all of it. We've done all that we can. We've met all of these requirements of emotional loss, emotional disrupt. I am very sorry if you got headphones on and you can hear that. I've got my windows closed up. It's just, I don't know, I can't see down the street because of the trees where they're actually at, but it's loud for me, so I can only imagine what it's like for you with headphones on. But we're walking away. We're walking toward our 9 of Cups, our 10 of Cups. We're choosing, you know what, I've stayed in this 8 of Cups too long. There's nothing more. I can't grow anymore in it. I can't give anymore. I can't pour any more into these cups because there's nothing left, right? There's this, what I'm seeing is there's a getting to my breaking point. Breaking the barriers, breaking down the old barriers. There needs to come a time for some of us, yes, that's what needed to happen. That I was there. I mean, I was at that last moment of just wanting to say fuck it all, and I was uncomfortable being there because that wasn't a version of myself. I haven't known that version of myself for many years, and it scared me for her to be coming back up. And I've heard that from others that this scares me being here. You we're not wanting to end our lives, but we want the cycle that we've been swimming in and burying ourselves in to stop. And it's stopping. Just that recognition of that's what we want, that breaks it up. And hopefully you've got somebody in your life that has this one phrase that comes out of their mouth that says, yep, okay, now you start moving. Now you take the next step, your first step toward your new life, your new journey, the new you, the new version of you. I'm going to read from the bottom of the deck, apparently. Ace of Cups. Starting to pour into ourselves instead of pouring out to others. We're done doing that. Pouring out to a system, pouring out to an old belief, a limiting belief, pouring out to those who don't have our back, those who don't believe in us. There are some out there that have been pouring into that because that's all they've known, but they're waking up. I mean, there's an overflow coming in. There's downloads coming in that are filling us, and then what's needing to leave is leaving, and we're being filled with the divine love, the divine essence, the divine consciousness. We are the divine consciousness in living form. Don't forget that, folks. Please don't forget that. Walking toward that holy grail, ready to grab it, walking right into it. You might not know it's there. Might not know what it even looks like or even what it feels like. So I've always been this one who says, you listen to these meditations and people say, well, envision the version of you that has what you want. How can I do that when I've never had it? I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it feels like. So folks, if you find yourself there, it's okay. I see you. I feel you. I know you. I am you. Because all I know is whatever that version is, it's not this. Or it's not that version of me. Right? It's not the one with the lack mentality. It's not the one who gives all her power away to money and needing to have this much in my bank account. It's not that. That's all I know. How does it feel? I don't know. How I can imagine it would be freeing, but how freeing? I don't know, because it hasn't been in it. I know it already exists, and that version of me already exists somewhere else. And maybe some of us have had snippets of it in this lifetime, like moments, but not enough to be able to maintain it. That's the thing, the maintaining of this holy grail. That's what hasn't been achieved. That's the best word I'm being given here, because it hasn't been embodied. Something hasn't been embodied yet. The balance, is that the balance between the masculine and feminine, is the inner union? Most likely, I'm feeling. But all I know is it's not this. It's not dark. It's not desolate. It's not, she's walking on a ground, like, it's like the earth has just cracked open, and she's got to maneuver between all these cracks in the rock, right? I don't know if you can see that. There's crackings going on in there. All I know is I'm moving toward this. If y'all are going to come with me, come on, let's go. Let's do it. Because I want that holy grail. And I know I'm worthy of it, because it's my divine birthright. Yes. Seven of Pentacles. Seeing your worth, seeing how much you've poured into yourself over the years, recognizing what you've been pouring yourself into and walking away from what doesn't work, right? And that what is what's out of balance for you. It's time to start investing in yourselves again, folks. It's time to start investing in yourselves. And this is the recognition of, I mean, just that word has been coming out in the last 25 minutes here a lot. The recognition that you are worthy. The recognition of where you've been placing your worth, where you've been placing your value, walking away from what's not true and walking toward what is. Even if you're not certain what it looks like, what it feels like, but you know it's not that, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, baby. Putting down the burdens. No longer overdoing, no longer taking on everyone else's responsibility. This is sovereignty coming in. It came out with the Magician. It's remembering who the fuck you are. It's the truth. You're remembering who you are. Remembering that you already have the tools. Maybe you need someone like me to just remind you of that. I'm happy to help you with that. Or it's somebody else that just says, like I said, says something that just flips the switch going, I've been forgetting who I am. I've been forgetting that I am the creator of my dreams. I am the manifester, the master manifester. And now it's stepping boldly into that. The infinity sign has been showing itself a great deal to me in a lot of things. Like it'll flash in memes, it'll flash in reels. So what you give out comes back to you. We are all about to reach the Holy Grail. If you're choosing this path, even though it's scary, even though you don't know what it looks like on the other side of where you've been, but you're choosing it anyway, man, the universe is recognizing that, it's seeing that, it's applauding that. I just feel like the abundance is about to just like tumble in. Yeah, thank you. So, see this basket. If you've ever gone out to the garden, with a basket and picked all your vegetables and the basket tips over, or you dump the basket and everything just tumbles out at your feet, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be that easy. You know why? I'm not saying there's no work to be done. Many of us who maybe are just starting the journey will have a lot of work to do. They're going to have to keep repeating things, so they maintain this new what's that French joie de vivre? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I'm not a French student. That verve, that spark for life. But it really is going to tumble out right at your feet. Right at your feet. There's a message coming through about having humility and gratitude, okay? So put a pin in that. Where are we moving? You know, we're creating these new journeys. We're breaking down old barriers. Some of you, I'm gonna say, some of you are breaking down generational barriers. Um, One lady that lovely lady that I read for over and over again. Um, I've been given the gift of witnessing this awakening within her, this fire being reignited within her, and it's beautiful. And what we discovered the other day is her parents went through this, her grandparents. So she's got generations that she's clearing for everyone, you know, and she's got a young child that's witnessing this as well. That's gonna be able to watch her go from down in the dumps to raising her vibration like that. And it's going to be beautiful. It already is beautiful. But so some of you are going to be clearing the brush from many generations back, many lifetimes back, okay? And I'm not going to say it's easy, okay? But if you remember who you are and you remember the tools, and if you have to be reminded of what tools that you have, reach out. I will be gladly, will gladly turn you right back to your own light, okay? To remind you that you've got this, that you already know what to do. You know what not to do, and that's how you know what to do, is because you already know what not to do, because you've been witnessing it, you've been living it all these years, right? You've been watching your parents and your grandparents do the same thing, but now you're here to break all that down for everyone moving forward and everyone who came before you. And I'm a generational breaker. I'm right there with you. Been working on that. You know, did a lot of work last year, um, and it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. We've got the Justice card. Um, this is where we're going. I asked, where are we going? We're taking our truth. We're walking in balance. We might not know where we're going. We might not know what it looks like. I do want to say we're gonna start stepping into what it feels like. Our senses are very heightened at this time. I know mine have been like bonkers off the charts. I've also been very highly sensitive to noise, to uh, sense, and to like feeling the texture of clothing. So your sensitivity may be heightened. Just, you know, tap into what it wants to say to you. But we are walking forward with this sword of truth, standing in our sovereignty, taking our power back, reclaiming ourselves. For some, it's reclaiming your birthright. I'm just writing that down specifically. I think that would be all of us anyway. But for some, it's like there's a recognition that there's an uptick of the self-worth and the value, right? There's others that know your self-worth and your value, but for whatever reason, you've been still carrying for others, and not knowing how to put it down. But now you know. That Leo eclipse showed you how to put it down. Leo is about the roar, right? Reclaiming ourselves, our truth. I love this. This is going right along, like I said, with the readings I'm doing, with the, you know, even my own, and what I'm seeing, what I'm witnessing. Yeah, look at that. We have answered the call. Stepping into that 10 of Cups. I said you're walking from the 8 of Cups, adding another cup, adding to that, which would be the 9 of Cups, which is the Holy Grail, but then it adds into, walks you right into the 10 of Cups. This is like, we're all awakening. This is, so I've been talking about, so I've been talking about the Leo the Lion's Gate since sometime last year. I think maybe since before the Lion's Gate last year, quite possibly. But talking about how there's going to be mass awakenings. There is. I'm witnessing it, and I'm noticing another level of awakening within my own self and my experiences, right? My relationship with myself, my relationship with others, my relationship with money, with my mind, with my emotions. It's all shifted within a very short window of time. You know, like I said, we are only halfway between these eclipses. You know, we've got another, week before we have the full moon eclipse. But boy, this is a lot that's happening. There's a lot of empowerment coming in. There's a lot of taking back your power, standing in your power, standing in your truth, standing in your sovereignty. Really, I love this. This is like next level. For some of you, I want you to go back 7 years. And I want you to see what was going on. Like if you keep journals like I do, go back and read that year from January to end of December. Read that whole journal. Or read from like August to August, that kind of thing. And see what has been going on for you. And see if any of those themes have been playing out during this eclipse corridor. Because I bet you everything that I have, which is 57 cents in the bank right now, which is great because I have 57 cents in the bank. It's not zero, right? It's not zero. See, he's just celebrating those little things. Before I would be like, I've got 57 cents. And I can't even fake it right now because again, I'm not even there. So I love it. Yeah, go back. But I bet everything that I have that those are the themes that are showing themselves to you right now. For a lot of us as well, collectively, we are closing out a 14-year cycle. Now, you've heard me mention earlier, it's been 14 years since I've had my surgery. 14 years began the breakdown of my connection with my divine masculine. I also want you to go back and look at 2014 because there's other themes that are closing out and chapters closing out there as well with the I think it's the Jupiter and Leo axis. Because Jupiter is in Leo right now until can't remember when. I think it's quite a while. But those are themes that are clearing up, being brought up since 2014. There's a reconciliation of those themes. I'm hearing a reconciliation. So something is coming full circle. Something is coming back around. Maybe for closure, maybe for a new beginning. Either way, there's a new beginning, right? Because even if you have closure, now you know that the new chapter can open up. So either way, there's a new chapter opening up. It's just gonna, whatever it looks like, whatever it is, it is. But it looks pretty good. It looks happy. For some of you, this is a relationship. For some of you, this is maybe you've been trying to have a baby and suddenly it happens, it works, right? But there's an alignment. I'm really being drawn to the chakra colors of the rainbow colors here. There's an alignment occurring across humanity. Final card for the spread here. Yes, for some of us, this is about children, having children. For others, this is about something from the past coming back. I want you to remember that whatever we walk away from, what is love, what is true, stays. So if you fear, if I walk this certain path and Am I leaving my kids and my grandkids and my love behind? No. Especially if they're true and if they're created out of love, they will continue forward with you, right? For many of you, these are two of my twin flame cards. There's a reconciliation. There could be a coming back together. Today's angel card was Daniel. He's the angel of marriage, and he's here to assist. And the message was, for some it is about assisting an existing marriage already, or bringing one together. But for the collective, it's more about the mirroring, the bringing together of energies, of souls, of ideas, to create something new. So however that plays out for you, apply it here. But there's something also here about remember to be childlike. Remember to have fun. Remember to find joy in the little things. Find joy in the 57 cents in the bank, because it's not nothing. It's something, right? So remember that. Remember your innocence. Yeah. Be playful. Two of Pentacles. Be playful. Find that balance. Skip rope. I don't know. Somebody skip rope for someone. Two of Swords. You might not know, like I said, you might not know what this new journey looks like, what it feels like. I see, now I'm stopping myself because Spirit did come through and say, because of the blindfold, your senses are heightened, really tapped into the moon, the lunar energies. Just make sure that you're not closing yourself off because you can't see it. This is about having faith, walking in faith without needing to see how things are going to work out. You just know that things are going to work out. Things are going to clear up. Justice is being served, karmic justice, universal laws coming into balance. There's the Emperor energy. And number 4, there's stability coming in. Many of you, male or female, doesn't matter with the Emperor or any card really. This is, starting your own business. But this is about taking back your power. Collectively, this is about us taking back our power. I do want to say, like I said, for many, there's been a distortion in the masculine energy collectively over the last few weeks, and we've been reading about the divine masculine energy, and where there's been an awakening, there's been a recognition, and I feel like maybe there's been a wobble in that, where now they were afraid to really step into that role. We were afraid to step into that role of being successful, of having money, being okay to have money. It's something for me to look at, right? Yeah, not believing that we are sovereign, that we can have all of our power back. That what do you mean? I don't have to give my power to this to have this happen in my life? No, you don't. You've got to give your effort. You've got to give your true intentions, but not your power. You can step into anything empowered, but not where it drains you and it takes everything from you. Whether that's a job, a friendship, a relationship, a marriage, an idea, a belief system. What can we see collectively? Ooh, just got chills down my legs. Something's coming in. What can we see collectively rolling in with this full moon eclipse this next week, please. I feel like this is where we've been in between the eclipses. You know, answering the call, waking up, a lot of wake ups, putting down responsibilities that aren't ours, no longer doing the shit for everybody else, man. Doing it for me. Choosing ourselves, right? Not giving our power away, taking it all back. We're lighting up, man. We are walking forward. The sun has been streaming in some solar flares and CMEs and G storms the last couple days for sure. Get yourself out in the sun. Even on a cloudy day, get yourself out because the sun energy can still come through. We're being reborn. We're being reborn. Look at the young. Remember your innocence. Again, didn't that, I think for one of the readings, the Divine Feminine reading was a return to innocence. So the Divine Feminine energy, you know, within all of us, collectively, you know, we have it all, right? Masculine, feminine is coming into remembering who she is, going back to, maybe even going back to clearing up some inner child things. And, you know, it's like if you were like me, where you were not allowed to be who you are as a seer, you know, you were quieted, you were shut up, you were hushed, you were put in closets, literally, you know. If that was you, then this is the divine feminine, the feminine energy within you, going back and sitting with that version of yourself, saying, here, take my hand, you're coming with me. Letting that shine, letting that version of you shine, letting that version of you know that it's okay to be that. You're okay to be masculine and feminine. You're okay to have money. You're okay to be sovereign. It's okay. You're safe. You don't have to run anymore. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to believe what others have been saying about you anymore. Strength. There's this quiet strength rolling out across the globe, I'm hearing. And I'm being shown it like somebody's rolling out a red carpet. You know, I'm seeing the roll of it. Something is unfolding here. And it's this quiet strength. It's not loud. You know, the lion doesn't have to tell the jungle that it's a lion. All it's got to do is step into the circle. And everybody backs up and it knows that the lion is the lion. That the lion rules the kingdom. All you've got to do is step up, shoulders back, spine straight. Know who you are. Remember who you are. And walk in that. Empowered. You've got, you know, I say this all the time. You've not got to walk around with a neon sign saying, look at me, I'm empowered. This is not about that. This is about having, you know, we have gone through the facing the shadow. We have gone through the loving it. For some of you, this is the first time you're doing it, and we are all here to support you and encourage you to keep going, to find that inner strength, to find that inner roar. And I'm being reminded that roar doesn't have to be verbally expressed. It's strength comes in silence. I like that. I just got a wave right down my spine. Strength comes in silence. Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles. We are building something new, you know. Allow yourself to look forward towards something else, because what's existing right now in front of you, around you, can change in an instant, because you're the magician. And you can shift that. When you shift your energy, you shift the energy around you. You shift the energy of your experience. But you've got to allow yourself to open up and to receive it, right? there is balance coming in. There is, for some of you, you're building a home. For some of you, you're building a new foundation, a new business. But look forward to it. But I want to say, stop waiting for things to come to you. You go right to it. So moving forward, this is going to be about us moving toward our dreams and our manifestations. No longer sitting, waiting for it to come to us. This is about taking the universe by the hand and seeing what we can build, right? It's being solid, it's being stable, understanding that you are safe to have stability, you are safe to have money, you are safe to have self-worth, you are safe to know your value and your worth. Whatever you're deciding to do, and whatever fear that you're facing right now, I know some of you are out there doing it right as I speak. Putting your resignation in at work without even a backup. You're trusting the universe to guide you in that. You're trusting your higher self. You're trusting yourself to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself solid and safe and stable, mentally, emotionally, financially even. Yeah, the collective is chosen to break down a lot of these barriers, making the choice because their heart, their soul can't keep making the same choice they've been making all the other years prior to this, all the other lifetimes. You can't keep making the same choice because the soul can't do it anymore. There's enough is enough. And now look at what you're building. Whatever you're building for yourself is going to be solid, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be stable, it's going to be generous. You're going to be able to give to others as well. Your energy, your time, your experience, your tips, your whatever has worked for you, you get to share it with others. And then look at what builds from that. More can be built. More seeds can be planted. Oh, there's that seed, and there's that seed. The Ace of Pentacles. So what I'm hearing from this is like step down from the mountain, come out of the patterns you've been walking in. You're recognizing your light now. Now it's about communicating that and sending that out to the universe. It's like the vibration is expanding in many. I'm getting chills. And this new seed that's been planted is just growing exponentially, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. However it shows up for you, it's just going to sprout something new, something beautiful, something fresh. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So keep doing what you're doing. I know it's been like the first few days after the Leo eclipse. It was rough. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was rough for me. Like I said, it was like every day was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and the camel couldn't even move anymore, right? I was at my final straw, and the universe sent an angel to speak words that lifted me right up out of that, and I was able to see, holy moly, so much. So keep going. If you need to reach out, my email's at the bottom in the description box. Send me an email. It's just, you're not walking this path alone. I'm telling you, there are many, 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 many of us on this planet that are going through the same thing. There is a mass awakening. For some, for the first time. For others, just another level up, right? Let's get a final card from what are we using? We're using the Lightworker Oracle. Been using this every day, pulling for myself, and I've been reading from the book, and it's been very helpful and really spot on. Very spot on. reassurance of the golden light. It's a 36, so it's a 9, reduces to a 9. We are closing out a huge karmic chapter collectively. So I am going to read, so bear with me. I don't know if I'll read the whole thing, but let's see here. It's a beautiful card. The golden light, this golden light comes to you as a gift of grace and reassurance. It is an embrace from the universe, an expression of divine comfort and a sign of hope. When the golden light appears, it is a sign that everything in your life, even the most troubling matters, is going to work out perfectly. They are held in the graceful hand of the divine and will be resolved more swiftly and beautifully than you might expect. Let's see. Perhaps you are struggling with a particular difficult time in an initiation, or a challenging choice lies before you. Or maybe you have taken a leap and just need to know that you're doing the right thing. And somehow, even though you don't feel in control of what is happening, it is going to work out. That's that, not knowing what's on the other side of what's been. You can feel unsteady. Plant your feet on the ground. Get solid. Get your feet on the ground. Get some grounding shoes. That's what I wear. But just get yourself grounded. Anchor yourself into whatever choices you're making. Be convicted. Be dedicated to it. When the golden light is given to you, it is freely done so as a gift from the heart of the universe. It is letting you know that you are a child of the universe and you are dearly loved. It's reminding you that on the path, the struggle to continue with trust, patience, faith, and courage can seem almost overwhelming. However, the universe is with you, supporting, loving, and believing in you every step of the way. You are not alone. You are never forgotten. Come on, they're just repeating things that they've already channeled through. So I love that. In case you haven't heard me the first time. You are never forgotten. You are always loved and encouraged to take your journey. You are reminded that the universe is smiling upon you. I'm just going to read the invocation at the bottom. It says, I call upon the reassurance of the golden light, the comfort of the divine spirit, the loving grace of the universe. Thank you for being with me now and for bringing me peace and reassurance, even in my darkest moments. Thank you for sharing a special truth with me that you love and hold and cherish and assist me always. I love you. Thank you for loving me too. May the golden light heal all beings of fear and doubt, gently bestowing mercy, compassion, and the loving reassurance of divine presence into the hearts of all, through divine grace and my own free will. So be it. So in case you want to screenshot that, click. There you go. All right. I'm going to leave it there. That's beautiful. It just puts a period or a stamp on the end of this reading. So take that to heart. All right. I love you. We will check in with the eclipse later on, maybe or maybe not. We'll see. Maybe we'll check in after the eclipse, most likely. So I will see you later. Take care.